Hi, welcome to our mini-series focused on different aspects of leadership. This mini-series is designed to be short, sharp and thought-provoking. So let's jump into this episode.
How can leaders find out each of their employees' needs and support these needs fairly?
So I think the biggest challenge for leaders is many of them are used to being the dominant voice in a room. So they're used to people paying attention to them and they're used to being the one who speaks the most. And I think in order to understand and know more about their employees, I think they need to both listen and show a bit of curiosity. And I think it's something that leaders don't necessarily do often because they're so used to being the ones in the front, ones that are leading. But curiosity it's an important skill because it's about willing to listen beyond the first reply. It's about showing that just that little bit more interest and showing that little bit more of an understanding, and that helps you unlock a little bit of what people who work for them need in their working environment. Okay, so that would be my thoughts and my advice to anybody in a leadership position.
So, how can leaders create more inclusive environments at work?
So I think all the evidence seems to suggest that if you create an environment where diversity and encouraging people to learn from one another is important and is respected, then that really helps create an inclusive environment. But from my own opinion, I think you have to take a step first, and that's to help people to feel there is a psychologically safe environment as well, i.e. when they speak and they talk with one another, they're not feeling judged. They're not feeling like those things that they're saying are going to be held against them. Now, that's not to say that everybody should be disrespectful and speaking just anything that comes into their minds. There are values in an organisation that people need to respond to, but psychological safety, I think, is the first step. And then I think all those other things around embracing diversity, encouraging people to learn from one another, listen to one another, talk to one another, understand one another, I think really then helps that inclusive environment.
What kinds of small actions in the workplace can make employees feel more valued?
So to me, I think it's, if we're going to talk about the little things, the little micro habits, then embracing things that we said before about listening and embracing that as part of the way you do things. So making sure you listen in every single little moment. Okay. The check-in that you do with people. So how are you? How are you today? Those little check-ins are really important. How are you getting on with that work? Really, really important. But equally, recognizing the contribution that people are making is very important. Now, that's not praise for praise sake. Let's separate the two out. So that's not this being overly positive. I'm just going to praise you regardless of what you've done. It's recognizing when somebody does a really great piece of work, or they really support another colleague, or they show the right type of attitude when they come into work. It's noticing those things and recognizing that contribution. And I think it's those little things that help not just any one person, it's everybody feel valued. Because as a leader, you're on stage all the time when you're in and around the organization. So people notice when you are recognizing others, they notice it. And in that respect, it helps them feel recognized at the same time. So for me, I think those are again, the types of things that maybe the little habits, the little things that people can build into the way they are with people.
Thank you for listening to this episode in our Leader Line podcast mini-series. To hear more, please check out our website or find us on LinkedIn. Thank you.